right? So start with the arms out, palms up. And the arms are just below the shoulders, so we're not reaching too high. And I just want you to fold the hands down and close the shoulders. Feel them rolling in. And then we're going to gently unfold the hands and open the shoulders, and you can feel that slight open. We don't want to force anything. We're just kind of testing things out right now, see how they feel. Closing the shoulders and opening. And just do this at your own pace. And when you close the shoulders, I want you to have an exhale. And when you open the shoulders, an inhale. And move with your own breath. And just start to get that sense that you're gently increasing the range of motion. You probably feel that already, that, okay, this is starting to feel a little bit bigger than the first one. The only wrong thing to do in Tai Chi is to push something too far. So that's where we're going to move slowly and pay close attention. Let's do one more. Inhale and exhale. Good, and bring the arms down and start with some backward shoulder rolls. And let's bring the attention to the breath. A nice big inhale through the nose, breathe out through the mouth. So one breath per rotation of the shoulders. So you're going to try to make this as slow as you can and bringing the breath as long as you can. And just start to feel that this is the cue for your body that you're going to do something good for it. A cue to your mind that it's time to let things go and focus on yourself. Good, now let's change the direction. Keep that going. I'll be letting people in the class, so just keep that going. Nice and easy. And then just on your next exhale, just drop the chin to your chest. Hands on the hips. And you're just going to turn the head from chin to the shoulder, chin to the shoulder. Nice and easy. Relax the breath. Drop the chin down and lift the head. Good. All right, go ahead and step one foot forward, if you will, either foot. And I'm going to have my front toe is not facing straight ahead. I'm going to turn it in just a little bit, like 5 or 10 degrees. And the back toe, same kind of thing. So it's not pointed out to the side, but it's a little bit forward, but not awkwardly forward. And I just want you to shift the weight forward and back. Now we're thinking about and focusing on the hips a little bit here. And the knees. Good, so this little motion right here gives you a sense of what is your range of motion. You know, if you go a little bit and you feel some pain, you don't want to go that far. If you come back and feel pain, that's too far. So work in an area, in a range of motion that works for you. All right, so bring the hands to the hips. Now we're going to slow this down, and we're going to do a motion called the prayer wheel. So the hands are going to come up. My weight shifts forward, and it's just the motion of a wheel with your arms. The weight shifts back. So we're going forward and back. Now the only thing really moving here in the hips is, it's like a gliding. So I'm gliding forward with the hips and then I'm gliding back. My upper body is staying in a nice posture. And the shoulders are gently moving here, rounded. I'm going to just do a couple more with a relaxed breath. Just make sure you got the movement right. Now let's exhale as the hands go out on purpose. And inhale as the arms come up and in. And exhale. So you move with your breath, the timing that works for you, but we want one breath per prayer wheel rotation. And just start to relax the mind, relax the body, and just focus on the breath. Let's do one more. Very consciously breathing with your movement. Good, and then just relax, let it go. And we're going to change the feet. But before we do, bring them to the center. And I just want you to kind of walk them out. So you're just bringing your foot up on the ball. Walk it out a little bit. Good. All right, so let's bring the other foot forward. And what I want you to do here is, again, check that front leg and turn the toe in slightly. Check the back foot. And let's just do a little gliding forward and back. Make sure we have a good range of motion. Check your balance out. Each side's different, so it's always good to do a little check. All right, now we're going to do our prayer wheel on this side, but we're going to reverse the direction of the wheel. So the hands still start at the hips, but it's going to go down, up, and then back into us, and down, and up. And you keep going. I'm going to turn sideways just so you can kind of see a different angle. So when my arms go forward, my torso is not going forward. It's just that gliding of the legs. And then when my arms come back, same thing. I'm not leaning back. I'm keeping my posture, really letting the legs do all of the heavy lifting here. Now the exhale is going to come as we reach out. So breathe out. And as the hands come in, breathe in through the nose, into the body, deep into the belly, and then let it go. Looks like everybody's got it. Just take your time, enjoy moving with your breath. This is your opportunity to slow down. Let's do a couple more and just see how slow can you make it. How long can you let that breath, that inhale last and that exhale last. Good. Take your time. Whenever you finish that last one, just bring yourself back to a center, neutral position, and just loosen up a little bit. Great. So that motion is your prayer wheel. That's a Qigong movement. And remember, Qigong basically is moving with your breath, movements with your breath. So if you're conscious of the breath with the movement, you're doing Qigong, all right? And that is such a wonderful thing for your circulation and also for your blood pressure and just a break for the mind, okay? All right, let's try on the hips a little bit more. So step wide. And I just want you to simply just, like we glided forward and back, we're gonna glide side to side. So just side to side. And then now we want to add a little figure eight. Nice and easy. Again, checking in. This is the check-in point. After you check in and things are good, then you can make bigger movements, or if you notice things aren't quite right, you can stay in a safe place. So notice too that my toes are pointed out just a little bit. They're not straight ahead, and that allows me to open the hip a little bit more. So they talk about Tai Chi being so good for your joints and your body, and one of the reasons why is it takes a lot of focus on the joints themselves, on slowly and carefully increasing the range of motion, maintaining our range of motion, helping us to not lose it. Good, now relax the arms. And once you've checked in, you can find maybe I want to step a little bit bigger, get a little deeper, or maybe I need to bring it in a little bit. So just kind of find that sweet spot for you. Good. Now relax the upper body as much as you can. And I want you to turn your body towards the leg that you've shifted the weight onto. So my waist is loose, my arms are loose, and my legs again are doing the work here. So as I shift the weight back and forth, relaxing the upper body, my focus is on the hips. So you might feel a big stretch in that hip. Pay attention to that and see how your range of motion is. And start to gently increase it like we did with the shoulders when we started. Now I want you to also focus on your knee, that you have a little outward pressure on the knee. So you're not letting your knees fold in. And just keep going back and forth. Nice and easy. Good, now find your center. Now your knees are soft here, and I just want you to take a big exhale and just kind of fold forward. Breathe out. Just go as far as comfortable, just kind of relax. And just walk your hands from one side to the other, very gently, take your time. Find your center. Once you find the center, bend your knees, and then just come up very slowly. Think one vertebrae at a time, keeping the head down, shoulders forward to the very end when we unroll the shoulders and we lift the head. Good, now just walk your feet in. Nice. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and step forward from here. And we're going to start with the weight shifted back and the back hand on top in a posture called Embrace the Moon. So we have the front hand is on the bottom, the back hand is on the top. Now, as we shift the weight forward, we're going to expand that. We're going to reach forward and back. And then just reset. And expand. And reset. Now, focus on so many things here, but one I want you to really focus on is that your back foot does not come off the floor as you reach forward. I want to stay what we call rooted, so that both feet stay firmly planted on the floor or the ground, wherever you might be. When we reach too far and we feel that back foot coming off the ground, that's what we call uprooting, and you want to stay rooted, help your balance. So this movement starts with Embrace the Moon, and then grasp the peacock's tail. So as we're practicing, let's inhale and embrace the moon, and exhale as we make that nice long motion forward and back, and inhale, and exhale. Now when I'm practicing this, my gaze is going to be just beyond the hand. I'm not watching the hands. I'm just looking right beyond them. Again, focus on moving with your breath. Keep going. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see a little different angle. So starting here and reach. Now how big of a movement you make this is up to you, but some key things to remember is I don't want to be leaning way out here. I don't want this foot coming off the ground. I don't want to be leaning so far back. I'm going to stay in a good posture. If I want to make it bigger, I make a bigger stance and I get lower that way, but this stays in a good posture. And some days I practice, I have a little stance, some days I have a big stance. Just try to listen to what my body's telling me and stay connected mind-body that way. Let's do one more. Good. All right, we're going to do the other side in just a minute. But before we do that, let's do a little core work. So we're going to step our feet wide. And we're going to bring the arms up and out. And then as they get waist level, or right out to the side, I'm going to pull my fingers in and pull my core in around my spine. So the work is happening all around here. Everything's pulling in. No tension in the shoulders. So if you're feeling tight here, relax that and just feel every strength here pulling in. Now as you come up, I want you to breathe out and let it go. Relax everything. Now find that inhale and pull in. And I'm going to sink my stance here also. And then I'm going to exhale. Let everything go. Big stretch here. And then inhale, pull in. Exhale. And inhale, strong in the core here, really squeezing around the spine. And then don't forget to let it go. That's the hard part, I think, sometimes. Relax. Remember, in through the nose. And out through the mouth. So everything in Tai Chi comes from the center. The center of your body, your core. Every movement starts there. So we spend a lot of time focusing on that. And as you get more proficient with the movements, you'll start to realize it's not the hands and the legs that are doing everything, it's the core. Last one, big inhale. Strong, pulling the belly in. And exhale, let it go. So in that process, we have a technique we call reverse breathing. You inhale, but the belly comes in, and you exhale, and the belly relaxes. All right, so that reverse breathing is a wonderful practice. You can just do it standing. You don't have to be moving. You can just focus on that. All right, so let's do the other side, grasp peacock's tail. So I bring the other foot forward, and again, I'm just gonna make sure I've got that range of motion that I want. Okay, and I'm gonna start with embrace the moon. So my back arm is the high hand, other arm comes underneath, and then I'm just going to expand. Now stop here at the end and check in with the feet. You should feel, I mean, you've got more weight on your front leg, but you shouldn't feel like that back foot again is coming up. Make sure you have good balance there and check your posture as well. You're not leaning too far forward. And then come back, embrace the moon. And on the exhale, grasp the peacock's tail. Remember to look beyond that front hand, not at the front hand. And once you feel comfortable with the movement, think about what joints are opening and what joints are closing through the posture. Can you move more? Should you move less? Can you practice the reverse breathing in this posture? Let's do one more. Good, now keep your feet wide for me and just point them to the front. And we're gonna do some centering breaths here. Inhale through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. Just think about clearing, relaxing everything, pushing some of that energy down into the feet. And as you exhale, breathe that out through the soles of your feet. Nicely done. All right, grasp the peacock's tail and embrace the moon. Remember, Tai Chi, every movement also has a martial application. It is a martial art. So there, as you learn more, you'll learn what those moves are for in a self-defense capacity. I did start off, Tai Chi's like 5,000 years old, and it was primarily for defending one's home. So it does have that martial application, but also so many of the health benefits with the Qigong exercises are so good for us. All right, so from here, let's practice another movement. This is white crane spreads its wings. So let's go ahead and bring one foot forward, but not in such a big stance this time. It's like I took my big stance and I just brought it in a little bit, okay? Now this time I'm going to start with the front hand as the top of my moon. And all I'm going to do from here is I'm going to rotate the hands. One comes up, one comes down. Now the high hand is going to, this is the wings part. White crane spreads its wings. I open up, you feel everything open. And then I'm going to gently close back to a neutral and natural relaxed position. So in this position, I don't feel any strain. It just feels like I could hold my arms here for a very long time. The reason it might not feel like that is if I'm lifting too high and you have a little tightness in the shoulder, I want to make sure I relax that down and I could hold. So let's try that again. All right, so front hand is on top of the moon. The hands exchange places. Open, big inhale here. And then exhale as you center back to that neutral. Okay. I'm going to turn to face you just so you can see a different angle. But I have the same foot forward. Front hand is on the top. First they have to change places. Then they have to open. And then they settle. And you can just see that crane just hanging out there, drying its wings, and that's the feeling you should have right there. All right, so let's try it again. Front foot, front hand on top. Exchange. Open. And settle. Good. Repeat. Again. Let's do a couple more times on this side. I think most students in this particular move have trouble right here at the beginning. Before you can spread your wings, you've got to exchange them. That's first. Then you can open up and settle. Okay. Exchange, open, and settle. Now this time, exchange. As you open, I want you to shift all the weight back and pick up that front foot and only touch down with the toe. So now all of our weight is on the back leg. Okay, so let's try it again. I'm starting even here. I exchange, and then as I open, I shift the weight back, pick up the front leg, and then as I settle the toe, I settle the wings. Okay. I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see it from that angle. And hopefully you'll notice that as my weight shifts back, my upper body doesn't lean. I keep my posture. Start again. Exchange. Open, shift the weight back. And then settle down, toe just touching the floor. I should be able to move that toe without shifting my weight at all. Yep, good. One more time. Excellent. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and do the other side. We'll get right to that one. So I'm going to start the other foot forward. My front foot, that front hand is on top. Embrace the moon. So remember, the very first thing I need to do is exchange the hands. And then I open and find that settled feeling. Let's do a couple without the stepping this time, just to make sure we've got the arms right. One more with just the hands. All right, let's add that weight shift. First, the hands exchange. Then I'm going to shift that weight back as I spread the wings, lift that toe, and set it down as I settle. Okay? And think about your breath a little bit here. I'm going to inhale. And then as I settle, that's when I exhale. Now you can keep following me, or if you want to practice at a pace that works a little more for you, feel free. Maybe you know this move very well. Think about the breath. Think about what joints are open, what joints are closed. You can also think about your center. Do you really feel everything moving from the core? Or is it still trying to figure out the hand placement, which is fine. You just are where you are in it. But when we realize that everything moves from the core, the rest of the body can really be a lot more fluid and relaxed. And that's what creates that nice movement that you think of when you see someone doing Tai Chi. Let's do one more. Good. Now bring the feet shoulder width. We're going to do those 3 breaths again. This time I don't want you to breathe out through the feet. I want you to inhale and then exhale. Stop the breath right at your center. Just right here. Inhale again. One more time. Good, good. All right, that's some wonderful practice there. All right, for our guests, this is the time where we're going to, for the students who've been training, we're going to work on our form. You're welcome to follow along and watch and practice with us, but do know they've been working on these movements for a while and stringing them all together. The form that we're doing is what we call the Yang 24. It's a very popular Tai Chi form. And it's a little deceiving because you can do about 8 movements, and that only counts as 1 in counting your yang form. So 24 very long movements, not just 1, 2. All right, so let's go ahead, and if you're practicing the form, let's find a place to start where you have some room to travel. When we get to the repulse the monkey movement, let's only do 2 of those, okay? Just 2, just to find keep our space to within our range here. Okay, so starting to the side. Inhale. Exhale, bow. Relax the hands down. Now use this moment of the opening the door to really slow things down a bit. Inhale. Let the arms float down as you exhale. Let the knees sink. And then find your neutral and right into embrace the moon. Step out, grasp the peacock's tail. Remember, we do 3 of these in a row. Take the back foot, half step up, embrace the moon. White crane spreads its wings. Clear, clear. And step out, brush knee, and twist. We'll do 3 of these. Take a half step up, prepare for play the pippa. And then open. We're going to do our first stepping back. Repulse the monkey. Open. I'm just going to do 1 more here. Step back. Good. Now embrace the moon. Into our roll back press form, step out, ward off, grasp the bird's tail, and come to the mountain. Pivot the front foot to the front, open the arms, step back to embrace the moon. Step out, ward off. Grasp the bird's tail. Come to the mountain. Good. Now returning to the front, and we'll do close the door. And relax the hands down by the side, bringing the feet in. And bow. Good. So that's about eight moves of the 24. So I have been working on that. You guys are doing great. Does anybody have any questions on that? Before we, no, we're good? All right, let's do it one more time. All right, one more time. Big breath, relax here. And stepping out, open the door. Embrace the moon. And let's go, grass peacock's tail. You can certainly stay with me. You can go slower than me. Try not to go any faster than me. I feel like I'm going at a little bit of a fast pace because I'm talking. One more brush knee twist. Come to the mountain. Turn the front foot towards me. Open the hands. Step back to embrace the moon on the other side. Step out. Ward off. And the final move for today. Facing the front. Close the door. Bringing the feet in. Whew. Very good practice. Yeah, that's awesome. Good, I love that. All right, let's finish with our Qigong form. This will bring everything down a little bit. Big stretch for the whole body, and that'll conclude our lesson today. All right, so start with the feet together, hands by your side. I want you to open the shoulders. Find a nice, good posture. Think about flat, low back. Now, toes out, heels out, toes forward. Now, inhale as you reach towards me. Expand the fingers and roll in one finger at a time to make a nice, strong grip. Good, we're gonna do that again. Inhale. Exhale. Open those shoulders. Let's do one more. Inhale. Feel that stretch in the upper back. I really want you to pull those shoulders around. Strong hands here. And as you pull back and you exhale, I want you to think about opening up those shoulders. Pull your shoulder blades together. Good. All right, now bring the palms up together. And keeping the waist still, just move the shoulders from side to side. So my elbow is pointing at the side of the room. And I can feel one shoulder open as one shoulder closes. Relax the breath. Good, bring the hands to the center. Now relax the lower body, nice and soft. Toes out, heels out, and toes out again. So a wide stance, my knees are out. Sink way down. Now hold the legs. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring them back down like an hourglass. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Hold the legs. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Good, bring the arms around just below the shoulders. Bring the toes in, the heels in, and the toes in again, all right? Now, turn the body. This time we're turning the waist to look behind us. Now, even though we're turning and shifting, keep the feet flat on the floor. Exhale on the twist. Big exhale here. And just relax your breathing as you find your way back to center, but on purpose, exhale as you twist. We're going to go one more each side. Take your time. Find your center. Now this next movement is very big on the knees, so only bend as far as you're comfortable. Inhale, arms up. And as you exhale, sink all the way as far as you can. And come up, inhale. And again, down. We're going to do one more. Come back up to center, bring those palms together again. Toes in, toes forward. Hands come up. Nice big stretch. Now come up on the ball of your feet and slowly lower those heels to the floor. Once the heels are to the floor, slowly lower the hands to the center. And we're going to do that again. Arms shoot up. Rise up on the ball of the feet. Slowly lower the heels and the hands. Exhale. Prepare for one more time. Good. Now we'll finish with 3 good cleansing breaths.